Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're actually going to jump back on that Trek 4300. We're going to go through and make sure that everything else on it works. We fixed that first problem already with the rear cassette. Now we're going to go through, adjust the brakes, make sure the wheels are true, and just make sure that thing is buttoned up, test drive it, and then, you know, get it posted, get it out there. So it's time to work on these brakes here. So when I pull that brake, both of those, I want both of these levers to move equally. So if you watch that, this one is doing all the pulling on that cable. This one's not really doing much. So let's adjust it. All right, that's looking pretty good. So now we should be able to give it a nice spin. That should help the brakes quite a bit. While I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and look at this tire as it's spinning to see if it's true. So, spin it. I like to watch the rim, see if it's got any major tweaks in it. And this thing is really true. Now I'm going to check the true on the back tire, so do the same thing. Spin it, and you just kind of look down that rim and see if it's true. So this one does have a little bit of a wobble in it. Not sure if you can catch it on the camera. This one wobbles a bit. It's not horrible, but I'm actually going to go ahead and put it on the truing stand and see if I can't get that a little bit better. Alright, so this truing stand has a bunch of different knobs. One over here adjusts these. This is actually a Park Tool TS 2.2 professional wheel truing stand, so it's got this attachment base. Anyways, this knob adjusts that. You want to squeeze your axle up there. This bottom knob adjusts this, so you can adjust it to the size of wheel that you're working on. We're working on 26, so. And then this last one has two little fingers that kind of squeeze in onto that rim. So as that rim is spinning like this, when it's out of whack, it'll kind of rub on one of these things on either of the sides. So at that point, when it's rubbing, you know that, hey, I need to adjust the spokes right there to kind of true that out. So here we go. You kind of start with it a little bit wider, give it quite a bit of space. You spin this. Can you hear that? So it's hitting right there on that side. Everywhere that it's hitting, it needs the spokes adjusted. So these are Park Tool, pretty awesome little wrenches. Really nice to grab on here. And I strip out a lot less of these little spoke nipples with these tools than I do with the other ones. There's another style, there's multiple styles, but this one has a bunch of different sizes on it. These also work, but I like these Park Tool ones the best. So. Yeah, I know I missed, Roxy. You gonna put it in for me? So that's looking a ton better. Let me walk you through exactly kind of what I just did. So each one of these spokes, like, get a good angle here. Okay, so this spoke is kind of pulling. It's more on this side of the rim rather than this other side. So if I tighten this spoke, since it's on this side, it's going to pull the rim a little bit closer this way. Okay, so if I tighten it, it'll pull it this way. If I loosen it, it'll bring it the other way. Okay, so say if this rim right here was way too far over here, I could loosen this up a little bit and then tighten this one and this one, because those will pull it the other direction, to try and true that out. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I got this thing really trued, so just spin that thing, and the rim is nice and trued. So that's good. That looks really good. I just checked this, kind of like the front side. You want the levers to pull equally. And this far one is doing all the pulling, so I need to adjust those to get that more equal. All right. Now they're both moving as they should. Next, I'm actually gonna check and see if this chain's any good. I have a Park tool. It's a CC 3.2. This thing just measures. You put this in the nook of the chain, and it measures the distance in those links. So as the chain gets old, it kind of stretches a little bit. This just makes sure that it hasn't stretched too much, and that it's still a good chain. So that does not drop in. If it dropped in, it would tell you that that's a bad chain. Still good. Now I'm just gonna kind of run through the gears again, since I did some adjustments on things. Make sure they're all shifting as they should. Make sure I can go through all the gears and not skip any. So there's one. It went up just fine. Oh, when I was truing the wheel, I pushed this thing up. Just gotta push it back down. All right there it kind of hesitated as I was downshifting, so I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. Okay, so this thing is actually making quite a bit of noise on the front. I'm going to maybe adjust it just a little bit, see if I can stop when it's up on this low gear here. It'll rub just a little bit. I think I've got this bike all fixed up, so what I'm gonna do is take it out for a quick test drive and make sure everything rides just fine, because sometimes everything can work just fine while you've got it on the stand, but then when you go to ride it, you find a problem, or it has a problem. And so you want to make sure that you ride it, because if I don't ride it, then I'll sell it to somebody, they'll take it for a test drive and be like, this bike sucks. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen. All right, test drive went great. So really what I'm doing when I'm going on that test drive, I want to make sure and I shift through all the gears, make sure they're working just fine. I also check the brakes, make sure that they're working, check the front, any suspension if it's got it, make sure it's working. Basically just looking for any problems. This thing checked out pretty good. I didn't really find any problems with it. The only thing I'm gonna change is loosen these and kind of adjust the handlebars forward just a little bit, just because personal preference, that's where I like them. I always set them where I like them, and then tell people they can change them if they want it. There we go. And I'm gonna rotate these bars forward just a little bit. It's right about where I like it, so. I'm ready to just go ahead and clean this bike up, get it ready for that ad that I'm gonna make, polish it up, make it look nice. So here we go. All right, it's all cleaned up, good to go. Finished product. We got the Trek 4300, nice and clean, looks brand new, works like it's brand new. Pretty sweet bike. Yeah, this one was fun. Basically, recap on what we did. We trued up the wheels. We adjusted those brakes, front and back. I moved the handlebars forward. Also, that rear cassette was just locked up, so as I was pedaling it, it would just, and then stop. It would keep pedaling, and it would throw that chain off. Just totally messed up everything. So I adjusted the shifting. We re-greased and lubed all those bearings in that back wheel. Basically got this thing working just as new or better than as new. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content. Let me know what you think of this bike build, and it was a lot of fun putting it together. Also, Kendall's Bike Garage. That's this shirt that I made. It's also my side business, so I'm just kind of walking you through what I do with all the bikes that I get. This one was a lot of fun. All right.